So, honey, remember that gravesite I took you to for your birthday?
I do. It was awesome.
Let's tell them about that.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels with your hosts, Sean and Marianne Dawn.
Hello, YouTubers, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
And I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
Today, we are talking about Panic D number...
1987.
That's right, 1987 in the Panic D database, and that is General Braddock's gravesite.
Yes.
Now, this location is located in Farmington, Pennsylvania, and we were there in May, around the 7th. I don't know if it was the 7th or the 8th. It was one of those 2 days. It was around your birthday.
It was my birthday.
It was on your birthday? Okay.
You know, some people get, jewelry or something for your birthday. I get to go to a gravesite, and how excited was I?
That's right. She was more excited.
I was. I wouldn't have been that excited over jewelry. But can you take me to a gravesite?
This was more exciting than like even just a regular cemetery. This is something we just found out of the blue.
We did.
So we traveled out to Farmington, and we got another video we're going to do where we stayed at a bed and breakfast. But we went out for a Bigfoot convention.
We did.
Because Eric Altman, who's the producer of Beyond the Edge Radio, the radio show that we're on, actually puts on a Bigfoot convention the weekend of your birthday.
Yes.
So we went out there and we were going to take pictures with our photography stuff, and we met the guys from Mountain Monsters. They were there.
Yes.
We met them. Pouring down rain for
It was
3 days.
ridiculous how much
was
water was
crazy.
there.
Crazy. Needless to say, we did not take picture one at the Bigfoot camp. We didn't even make most of it. Friday night we showed up. It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
But-
we showed up for a couple small segments. That we
Yeah.
showed up Saturday morning a little bit, but...
Yeah, but between our bed and breakfast in the campground where they were having the conference, we kept driving by this location.
Yes.
Fort Necessity and this gravesite. And we saw the sign said Braddock's grave, so we stopped there.
We did.
Didn't know anything about it.
Yes.
We got a little video. We'll tell them the history about it right now.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
So watch this. Here we go. General Braddock's grave.
On May 7, 2017, we traveled to Farmington, Pennsylvania, and one of our stops was General Braddock's gravesite. In the 1750s, both the French and British laid claim to the Ohio River Valley. In April 15, 1755, Major General Edward Braddock was selected to head a British expedition from Virginia to meet the French at Fort Duquesne, near what is now Pittsburgh. One of his aides was actually named George Washington. The march was long and hard, and as they neared their destination, Braddock took a contingent of about 1,200 men, including Washington, ahead and left the rest of the army to catch up later. This lead column was about 8 miles from Fort Duquesne when they met up with a large resistance of French and Native Americans. The British formed themselves into ordered ranks, but the French forces with Native American allies surrounded them and fired upon the British from the forest. At the end of the battle, 3/4 of the British lead column were dead and wounded. General Braddock himself was mortally wounded and died 3 days later during the British retreat. George Washington, having witnessed the slaughter, which included scalping, was concerned that Braddock's remains not be desecrated. So he had Braddock buried in the middle of the road and then ordered wagons to pass over the grave to hide it from further disturbances. George Washington himself proceeded over the funeral. Many years later, in 1804, while repairs were being made to the Braddock Road, remains believed to be Braddock's were found by workmen. These were reinterred on a nearby hill, and a granite monument was erected to mark the new grave. Both the original and new graves are found along U.S. Route 40 in southwestern Pennsylvania, in one of the 3 sites that comprise Fort Necessity National Battlefield. The Braddock Monument is visible from Route 40, and the original gravesite is marked and found in the same little park just further down the path of what used to be Braddock's Road. And when those workers reinterred the grave, initially some of the remains were kept as souvenirs. Andrew Stewart, a local magistrate, learned of the desecration of the gravesite and ordered the return of the remains. But reportedly, some of the hand bones found their way to the Peel Museum in Philadelphia. P.T. Barnum purchased the contents of this museum and moved it to New York City. In 1864, a fire broke out and actually destroyed the museum and all of its contents. In addition, a section of vertebrae is reportedly found in the Walter Reed Hospital collection in Bethesda, Maryland. The other remains were recovered and then reinterred on a small knoll adjacent to the road. In 1913, the marker was placed where it is today, keeping its silent watch.
So, interesting history.
Yes.
Well, poor General Braddock buried right in the middle of the road. But I understand the thinking behind George Washington, why he did it. You know, Native Americans were collecting scalps, and if they would have found the grave, definitely they would. Yeah, George Washington was a British soldier, and that battle was the only battle that George Washington ever lost.
Okay.
So, you can care less about that. But
I was just excited to actually stand in the spot where he was at, and he made that decision to put General Braddock.
Yeah.
It was really kind of cool.
Kind of a creepy little area.
I mean, it's just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that forest, I don't know. I'm not sensitive. I keep saying that I'm not sensitive, but you get that feeling like you're being watched. Like something's looking at you. And in the history video, which you didn't see, but they talked about how they were attacked by the Native Americans. They came out of the forest and attacked them and everything. So, yeah, that's kind of creepy. So, why don't you tell them about some of the other paranormal claims?
Well, some of the other claims are that people have actually seen General Braddock. He kind of comes and walks around the area.
Yeah, there are some reports, too, that I read, some of the other articles and stuff, where he's actually looking for buried gold.
Well, at
But
least
not
it's
in
not
this area. Not in the area around his grave,
It-
other places. So his apparition has been spotted in other places,
Okay,
too. So.
okay. I was going to say, are you sure he's not looking for the rest of his bones?
That could be.
But
That could be.
they have been
yeah.
taken to multiple locations.
That's right.
Okay. So there's 2 other claims that kind of go along with this location as well. One of them, pretty standard, is photos that show up with orbs. Mm-hmm. So some orbs and strange lighting around the area of his grave marker.
That's right. And if you go to the Panic D page for this, there's actually a picture of somebody who has one posted out there. We link to it so you can actually see a picture that has some light anomaly and that kind of stuff.
Okay. And then another one is that there have been sounds of muskets being fired and rebel yells.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is
a pretty
interesting.
big battle area, so...
Yes, but you usually don't think of rebel yells when you think of Braddock's era. So it's tying a couple of eras together
they
now.
Native American rebels.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But so those are the paranormal claims that we have documented. If you know of any more about this location or other paranormal claims, please leave them in the comment section. We'll add them to the database. So as far as evidence that we collected, you did do a recording, but we haven't gone over that yet.
Right.
So if we find anything, EVP or anything like that, we will update the description in the video and link to those videos. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, and the book that we're coming out with, a section for each location, we talk about why we think the area it could be haunted or have poltergeist or whatever you want to refer to it, paranormal activity. This location, I can understand why you see the apparition of General Braddock, and I
Absolutely.
strongly believe in the theory out there of messing with somebody's original interment. You know what I mean? And especially in the history where they talked about, or the workers found them, it's like, oh, okay,
I'll take a piece. Yeah.
You know, and pieces of them were missing, and you know, I am sure that when they reinter people, that they do a proper burial and proper prayers and things of that nature. And I don't know, but there's a picture that was in that video that shows George Washington presiding over the funeral, and he is using a proper Christian biblical prayer book for the interment. So
there's a drawing of
it's a drawing of it.
I was going to say, because we didn't have photos then, right?
It's a drawing
okay,
of it.
okay.
So,
okay.
But
theoretically, they would
So
have...
I could see why he's walking around
Okay.
and all that. So, do you have anything else to add? This was a cool find for us.
It was
I wasn't
really
planning
cool.
on it.
We didn't
Then
have
when it was
any
there,
plans to go there at all.
We knew we were going to go take pictures, and this
Yes.
was number 2 on that trip, or maybe 3. I don't remember. 2 or 3. 2. The other place that we stayed at was a pretty good find too. We'll do a video about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you have any other information about this location, Fort Necessity or General Braddock's gravesite, please leave it in the comments. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And hey, if you haven't subscribed by now,
Stop.
hit the subscribe button, which is around her over here, and hit that bell for future videos from Panic D Videos. So until next time,
Thanks for watching.
and happy hunting.
If you like this video and like to see more in the future, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and give us a like below. Also, if you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching this episode of Our Haunted Travels.